Hello to our ladies and gentlemen, how are you? Welcome again at Gilberto Media Tour, a channel that helps us discuss about science, lessons, science topic. We discuss the point related to physics, chemistry, even biology. Today, we continue by looking about physics for year 3 SME, where we must look on the first unit, which is sound waves. So, in the first unit, we shall see about the production of sound waves, characteristics and properties of sound waves, characteristics of musical note, the Doppler effect and its application. So, production of sound waves. Sound waves trapped in a tube generate sounds of frequency depending on the length of the tube. In the case of tube that is open at one end, a node is forced at closed end, and an antinode occurs at the open end. Sound waves in pipes. So this is an example of pipes. This pipe is closed at one end. So it means that when the sound is sent in the pipes, it can reflect back. We shall see how this situation is. Pipe that is open at both ends. So the pipes which is open at both ends means that on the end which is opened, there is what we call antinode. In the end which is closed, there is what we call node. In another end which is open is also antinode. It means that we have a node in the pipes at the end which is closed and the antinode at the ends which are opened. Pipes that are opened at one end. As we see, one end is closed, this end is opened, and another end is closed. So we have an antinode at an open end and we have a node at a closed end. So there is what we call characteristics and properties of sound waves. This picture shows one of the properties of sound waves, which is reflection. We know that reflection, there is incident ray and reflected ray. We shall see more about the different properties of sound waves. So among the properties of sound waves, there is also what we call reflection, refraction, diffraction, and superposition or interference. These are the properties of sound waves. We shall take time to discuss in deep about all of these properties. So from this picture, we see another picture shows us one of the properties where these properties are applied in this. This is a picture showing medical imaging. Medical imaging, it is an imaging technique that is used to see inside of pregnant of women. So we can see how baby in the womb is. This is a very useful application of sound waves. So there is other characteristics of sound. Among characteristics of sound, there is frequency, wavelength, speed of sound, amplitude, and period of sound. So guitars also use as production of sound waves. We shall take time in analyzing the lesson to see how this can be used. So there is what we call musical note. Musical note has different characteristics. A musical note must have what we call intensity and loudness, frequency and pitch, even also quality or timbre. These are the characteristics of musical note. The three main characteristics of musical note. Also, in this unit, we shall see what we call Doppler effect and its application. Doppler effect is the apparent variation in frequency of a wave due to the relative motion of the source of the wave and the observer. When we say an observer, it is the one who can receive sound, and the source, it is the source where the sound comes from. In the Doppler effect, there is three cases. The first case is when the observer is stationary, but the source is approaching at a speed. So, the second case is when the source is stationary, but the observer is approaching at a speed. Remember that when you say the source, it is the source of sound, and the receiver or observer, it is the one who can receive the sound. So the three cases we have, it is if the source of the sound and the listener of the sound are both moving. Thank you for watching. We shall make analysis for this unit. This is the summary, this is the review of this first unit, which is sound waves. Thank you. We are together.